I Wish I Was by Tofazz. The door slammed open as Dinky entered the house, her gold mane dripping wet and draping over her eyes, her bright violet coat glistening in the sun, her eyes glazing at Ditzy, who stood in the kitchen, her mouth wide open, and both her eyes, for once, looking straight back at Dinky. Ditzy looked at her daughter with a troublesome expression.
What happened? Some fools tossed me in the river again, calling me a wife, freak fool.
Ditzy looked at her daughter's forlorn face, trying to find the right words.
Pay them no mind, Dinky. Those fools are just taking their pain out on some pony who doesn't deserve it.
Dinky's eyes shut up and glared at Ditzy. She hissed as she stomped up to her room.
I wish you were normal so I wouldn't get bullied. I wish I had a normal mom instead of you.
As Dinky slammed her door shut, she heard her mom muttering in the hallway.
Remember, Dinky, smile, and the world smiles back at you.
Dinky sat in her room, glaring angrily at the door.
Stupid mom. It's her fault I get bullied. Why can't you just be normal?
She trotted back and forth in her room.
I'm bored. I don't want to go down. Mom will probably scold me. Stupid mom.
She sat down and pondered a little, starting to weave a cunning plan in her mind.
Maybe if I go up to the loft and find something from when I was younger, she won't scold me.
She gently opened the door, with ears perked up and straining for the sound of hoofs. She heard a faint rustling from the kitchen, followed by the crash of a pan hitting the floor. Smirking to herself, she silently moved towards the loft. The loft was stacked with crates and old items, most of them piled up at the far end. Under the window there was one crate, placed in a corner all on its own. Dinky walked over to it, squinting to try and see better. She let out a small huff, coughing as dust filled the air around her. Light streamed in as she opened up the window, illuminating the crate. On the side of it, it was painted with big blue letters, Old Stuff. Opening the crate, she saw a small diary. It was beige with black details. It swung open as she lifted it up, the lock falling away into bits. She skimmed through some of the pages, reading something about a cult coming into town to apologize, and how he stayed for a week or so.
Boring. Isn't there anything interesting in here about my mom?
She stopped as she read the headline. My Little Dinky.
Well, this is interesting. Why would Mom write about that? I finally got home from the hospital, exhausted but happy. I finally had a purpose. A little blessing had come to me. I worry, though. How will I cope with this alone? My knight in shining armor is nowhere to be found. I wish he was here, to see what a beautiful miracle we had made. For now, while I wait for his return, I'll do my best to care for my little Dinky. She's the only one I have. No one came to visit me at the hospital. Not even my father. Maybe he's afraid that my daughter will be the same as me. An abomination. His ideals wreck the hope I ever have for my daughter. How can someone be so cold to not wanting to see his own granddaughter? Or even visit his own daughter at the hospital? All I would have needed was to see that he actually cared a little bit for me. Just a small smile from some pony else other than me. A small smile to show me comfort, and a smile to show me pride. A smile from my father towards my daughter. But I got nothing. Not even a letter. Maybe if I didn't have these eyes, I would be loved by him. Maybe if I had a special talent, he would approve of me. With Dinky in my life, I don't need his approval. As long as I manage to do right by my daughter, I'll be happy.
Dinky struggled to switch paces. They felt as though they had dried together, and some of the letters had smudged, but only around certain small spots. She felt an uneasy void in her stomach. She had wondered why she had never seen her grandfather. Did he really look at them as being abominations? Who was he to judge? He had never seen her, never taken a step to try and meet her own granddaughter. Dinky looked around, spotting one of her old plushies. Gently placing herself next to it, she hugged it tight to her chest. Her thoughts wandered off to a familiar scene. her curled up against her mother's side as they both read from one of those old picture books. Sighing, Dinky turned her eyes back to the diary. With some careful tinkering, she managed to get the pages apart, and she continued.
Today, my daughter finally moved on all fours. I'm so happy I was there to see it. She even lived of a small glee.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the live stream